Now we're going to look at solving trigonometric equations. The question says find all values of theta in the value 0 to 360 degrees for which 5 sine theta is equal to 2. So to solve this, we want to get theta by itself. So let's divide both sides by 5. So sine theta equals 2/5. So we want to know what angles, sine of which angles equals to 2/5. If we shift sine, we get theta by itself. So shift sine, arc sine, 2/5. And the calculator gives us the first answer of 23.6 degrees. So theta equals 23.6 degrees. That's the first answer. But remember, we want all values of theta in the interval 0 to 360 degrees. If you remember the sine graph, it looks like this. So there's lots of values at which it's equal. There's lots of angles at which it's equal to 2/5. How can we find the second answer? So we can either use the graph, the symmetry in the graph, or we can use the cast. So the first answer, 23.6, that's here, 23.6 degrees. Sine is also positive between 90 and 180. So we're going to have 23.6 there as well. So the second answer for sine is always 180 minus the first answer. So 180, take away the first answer, is 156.4. So that is our second answer. There are no more answers between 0 and 360. The next one would be 360 plus 23.6. That would be this one over here. This is 360. And then 540 minus 23.6. Or once you get your first two answers, you can just plus 360 onto both of them to get the next two answers. Or take 360 off of both of them to get the next ones back. One for you to try. Pause the video and give it a go. Find all values for theta in the interval 0 to 360 for which 8 cos theta equals 3. So we want theta by itself again. So divide both sides by 8. Cos theta equals 3/8. And then shift cos for our first answer. So shift cos 3/8. And that is 68.0 degrees. So our first answer is 68.0 degrees. What's our second? So again, let's have a look at cast. So it's 68.0. That's here. Cos is also positive between 270 and 360. So we've got 68.0 here. With cos, to get the second answer, it's always 360 minus the first answer. So 360 minus the first answer, 292.0 degrees. So we use a calculator to get the first answer. If it's sine, we do 180 minus the first answer. If it's cos, 360 minus the first answer. And then we can use the cast diagram to see that in a diagram. Here's another one. Find all values for theta in the interval 0 to 360 again, for which 2 plus 3 tan theta equals 0. So again, we're making theta the subject. So take 2 away from both sides. And then divide by 3. So tan theta is negative 2/3. So we'll shift tan to get the first answer. Shift tan minus 2/3. which is negative 33.7. So theta is negative 33.7 degrees. That's not between 0 and 360. To find the next answers with tan, we can use cast. I'll show you that. But tan is much, much easier. So it would be negative 33.7. Tan is also negative between 90 and 180. So it will be up here. So we could just read off our answers from here. So it's 180 take away 33.7 and 360 take away 33.7. But much, much easier. Tan just repeats every 180 degrees. So the tan graph just repeats every 180 degrees. So to get the next answer with tan, is plus 180. So 146.3. And then plus 180 again, 326.3. So when we've got tan, it just repeats every 180 degrees. So you get your first answer, plus 180 for the second one, plus 180 again for the next one, plus 180 again for the next one, and it's just repeated every 180 degrees. Find all values of theta. One for you to try. Give it a go. So we've got 3 plus 7 sine theta. So take 3 away from both sides. Divide by 7. And then shift sign. So it's shift sign minus 3/7. We've got negative 25.4. Again, that's not between 0 and 360, so we don't want that one. So let's draw it on the cast diagram. So we've got negative 25.4. That's here. Sine is also negative in the t, between 180 and 270. So 25.4 here. So between 0 and 360, we have 180 plus 25.4 and 360 minus 25.4. So we've got 180 plus 25.4, which is 205.4. And we've got 360 minus 25.4, which is 334.6. We could have also said it's sine. So to get the second answer, it's 180 minus the first answer. So 180 minus 25.4 would have got us to 205.4. And then we could say it repeats every 360. So we've got these two answers. So if we add 360 onto this answer, that will be between 0 and 360. So 360 plus negative 25.4 would have got us to 334.6. Find all values of x in the interval 0 to 720, for which 3 cos x equals negative 1. So let's divide by 3 again to start with. So cos x is minus a third. Then shift cos, which is 109.5. We've got 109.5 degrees. So we could just say the second answer is 360 minus the first answer, or we draw it on. So 109.5, so 0, 90 It's over here somewhere, and we want the acute angle with the x-axis, so that's going to be 70.5 degrees. Cos is also negative here, so we want 180 plus 70.5 for our second answer. So we could say 180 plus 70.5 or 360 minus the first answer. Either one of those will get us the same number, 250.5. There are answers between 0 and 360. We want to go up to 720. So because the cos graph repeats every 360 degrees, we can just add 360 onto both of these. So plus 360 onto that one is 610.5. Plus 360 onto 109.5. And that's 469.5. So there we've got 4 answers this time. One for you to try. Pause the video, give it a go. Find all values of theta in the interval 0 to 720 degrees, for which 2 tan theta equals 5. So divide by 2, get tan theta by itself. Shift tan, 5 over 2, so 68.2 is the first answer. So we could use cast here, but remember tan just repeats every 180. So let's just add 180, 248.2, plus 180 again, 428.2, and plus 180 again, 608.2. 4 answers again. If you went another 180, would be over 720. So we want 4 answers. This one says show that 7 sine squared x minus 2 cos squared x equals 5 can be written as 9 cos squared x equals 2. So we want to get rid of the sine squared x, and we can do that by using our identity. Sine squared x plus cos squared x equals 1. So if I take cos squared x away from both sides, sine squared x is 1 minus cos squared x. So I can change the sine squared x in the question into 1 minus cos squared x. So that will say 7 times 1 minus cos squared x minus 2 cos squared x equals 5. Then we just have to expand the bracket. So 7 minus 7 cos squared x minus 2 cos squared x equals 5. Then we will take 5 away from both sides and add the 9 cos squared x to both sides. We get 2 equals 9 cos squared x. Hence solve the equation. So we can use our new one now. So hence always means use the previous part of the question. So we're solving 9 cos squared x equals 2. So let's divide both sides by 9. Cos squared x equals 2/9. Cos squared x means cos x squared. So to get rid of a square, we square root. So we can say cos x is the positive square root of 2/9. So it's plus or minus, or cos x is a negative square root of 2/9. So we're going to get two sets of answers this time. So cos x is plus or minus the square root of 2/9. So we're going to split this into two different questions. So we're going to shift cos the negative square root of 2/9, which we get at 118.1. 118.1 degrees. With cos, the second answer is 360 minus the first answer, 241.9 degrees. Again, you could have drawn out the cast diagram there. If you want to do that, that's no problem. And for the second one, we want shift cos the square root of 2/9. 61.9 is our first answer. It's cos the second answer is 360. Take away the first answer, 298.1. So there we've got four answers. One for you to try. Pause the video and give it a go. Show that 3 sine squared theta plus 5 cos squared theta equals 4 can be written as 2 sine squared theta equals 1. So this time we want to get rid of the cos. Again, we know that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. So if we want to get rid of cos squared theta, we can change it into 1 minus sine squared theta. So we're going to change cos squared theta into 1 minus sine squared theta, which will give us 3 sine squared theta plus 5 times 1 minus sine squared theta equals 4. So 3 sine squared theta plus 5 minus 5 sine squared theta equals 4. If we take away 4 from both sides, we get 1. And if we add, let's do it in 2 steps. So I'll keep the 3 sine squared theta there. I'll plus the 5 sine squared theta to both sides. I then take away the 3 sine squared thetas. So we get 2 sine squared theta equals 1. That's what we wanted. Part B is hence solve. So let's half both sides. So sine squared theta is equal to a half. So we can say square root both sides to get sine theta by itself. So it's either the positive square root of half or negative square root of half. So shift sign positive square root of half is 45 degrees. It's sine. So again, you can draw out the cast, but the second answer is 180 minus the first answer for sine. That's 135 degrees. And then let's shift sign negative square root of 1/2, negative 45. We don't want that answer, but let's do 180 minus the first answer to get the second answer, which is 225. So we want 225. We don't want 45. But if we add 360 onto it, negative 45 plus 360, we'll get another answer of 315 degrees. So you can always generate another answer for sine or cos or tan, but for tan it's just add 180. For sine or cos, you just add 360 onto any of the answers, and you'll generate another answer. So there we've got 4 answers. Explain why 3 sine squared theta plus 5 cos squared theta equals 2 has no solutions. So let's try and solve it. So what we want to do is to either to get rid of the sines or the coses using our identity. So sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals 1. If I want to get rid of the sines, I'll get sine squared theta by itself, so I can change that into 1 minus cos squared theta. I'm going to change sine squared theta into 1 minus cos squared theta. So 3 times 1 minus cos squared theta plus 5 cos squared theta equals 2. Expand the brackets. 3 minus 3 cos squared theta plus 5 cos squared theta equals 2. And take 3 away from both sides and simplify the cos squared thetas. So we're going to get 2 cos squared theta equals -1. And then half both sides. So cos squared theta is -1/2. So why does it have no solutions? Well, the next step would be to square root both sides. And if I square root -1/2, I get no real solutions. So square root of -1/2 has no real solutions. So cos theta equals the square root of -1/2. And it has no real solutions. So there are no solutions for theta. Explain why 3 sine squared theta plus 2 cos squared theta equals 4 has no solutions. Pause the video and give that a go. So again, let's get rid of sine squared theta. We know that sine squared theta can be changed into 1 minus cos squared theta. So that will be 3 times 1 minus cos squared theta plus 2 cos squared theta equals 4. Expanding the brackets, we've got 3 minus 3 cos squared theta plus 2 cos squared theta equals 4. Collect the like terms, so we've got 3 minus cos squared theta equals 4. And we'll add cos squared theta to both sides and take 4 away from both sides. So cos squared theta equals -1. Again, we're going to square root a negative. So cos theta cannot equal square root -1. It's got no real solutions. Cos theta has to be between -1 and 1. So cos theta must be between -1 and 1. So if we got cos theta equals 2 or cos theta equals -5, that would have no solutions because cos theta has to be between -1 and 1, as does sine theta, because of their graphs. So the graph for sine theta goes between 1 and -1, and cos theta is the same.